Hello! Good afternoon. Welcome to Estrategias Militares. We are live right now, June 14, 2026. Donald J. Trump says the agreement will be signed in 2 or 3 hours and that he is very angry with Netanyahu. He called him
and told him, among other things, what are you doing?
That's right. The situation right now is critical. And tonight is when the end of this war will be decided. Family, your likes, your comments. This is Estrategias Militares. Let's begin. Good afternoon, family. Good morning, good evening, wherever you are. Welcome to the night. Welcome to the night where anything can happen. We can go from love to hate in an instant. Iran says, rumor has it, it says, we have our finger on the trigger, ready to fire at Israel. Donald Trump called Bibi, and he leaked it to the press, also to the Israeli Mother of God. He is desperate right now because he wants Iran to sign to end this. There are a lot of details. A lot of things happening right now. We're gonna tell you about them here. Militares, family, welcome. It's night, it's day, all or nothing. The last card, the poker game, that game has come down to the final hand. United States and Iran. But be careful, let no one be mistaken. There's an actor who isn't a player. There's someone who isn't part of it, but he's the one dealing the cards. It's the state of Israel. It's Bibi Netanyahu. He's the man who's going to decide if this ends here or if he throws caution to the wind and goes all in, pushes forward like a lion, tooth and nail, until the last drop of blood. That's where Israel is. Right now, where we all are, on the ship of freedom. Watch this report. Watch this show, because it could be epic. Y tan épico. What's coming is even bigger. We start with the headlines. We were broadcasting 2 hours ago. We were with Judy Historia an hour ago. This just doesn't stop. It doesn't stop. Donald Trump slaps Israel in the face again. But be careful, because today the United States of America has to thank Israel. What you're hearing, the attack by Israel in Beirut, was not just any attack. Bibi has played his hand very intelligently. What did Donald J. Trump say today about the attack on Beirut? POTUS woke up. Death, death. This morning's attack in Beirut should not have happened, especially on such a special day when we are so close to a peace agreement with Iran. Israel has the right to defend itself from threats, but the attack it was responding to was very small and insignificant. No one was injured or killed. They shouldn't interrupt this important process. We are very close to an agreement that will bring peace to the region, including Lebanon, and all parties should lay down their arms. There should be no more attacks by Israel anywhere in Lebanon, but there should also be no more attacks from any other party, including Hezbollah, against Israel. This could be the beginning of a long and beautiful peace. Let's not mess it up. Thank you for your attention to this matter, President Donald J. Trump. This is tremendous. This is the final blow, the last thing we needed to see if we had any hope left in this story. Thank you. Why? Trump is saying that this morning's attack shouldn't have happened. Trump is saying he's sabotaging the peace agreement. Trump is saying that Israel must lay down its arms. Trump is saying Israel must stop attacking Hezbollah in Lebanon. Trump is saying that launching attacks against a sovereign country called Israel since 1948 is not important as long as there are no casualties to talk about. Very well. Great. Pay attention to this. Today, Israel eliminated the senior commander of the Golan Network, Ali Musa Dakuf. And be careful. Be careful, because if we have to talk about the dead, what was responsible for the kidnapping and murder of 5 soldiers of the United States of America. Vivi has played the Trump card. She has done it. And it's not the first time. It's not the first time something like this has happened. No, 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 no. It's not. Netanyahu played this card long ago. No, he used it with someone named Fuad Shuker, responsible, among other things, for the attacks on the US Embassy and consulate in Beirut. They had taken out more than 200 Marines. At that time, in the White House, in the office, there was another man sitting, Sleepy Joe Biden. The horror. He was also wandering around there. He told Bibi, don't attack in Beirut. And Vivi cleverly played her card and said, I'm going to do you a favor. What does this mean? Well, it's simple. Israel has taken out a guy who was wanted by the United States of America, responsible for American deaths, and they've served him up on a silver platter to Donald Trump. And Donald Trump, instead of saying thank you, saying, Bibi, thank you for taking out the person responsible for the deaths of 5 Americans, slaps him in the face. It's a very interesting move by Bibi. It's not the first time he's done it. I was already expecting this. And he chose a target that he also knew, would make him untouchable. Again. Eliminating those responsible for the deaths of Americans in the United States is untouchable. He has done it. What happened afterwards? After seeing that strong message, which I already discussed in History Game, I was really upset about this, and I looked into it. It made me really angry. Here's what happened next. Donald J. Trump has called Bibi on the phone. Donald J. Trump got up this morning. I don't know if he was in his pajamas or not, because this was at 7 in the morning. And they told him Israel has taken out a psychopath who killed 5 Americans. And Trump, instead of coming out and saying, well done, comes out to slap Netanyahu in the face. This is what has happened. This is the historical sequence of what has been happening for the past few hours. By the way, Iran is getting ready to launch an attack. We aren't sure if they'll launch it, and you'll soon see why. Because, according to Trump, he is asking, begging Iran not to attack Israel tonight. That's what you're hearing. Donald J. Trump is asking Iran not to attack Israel. The most powerful army in the world. This is tough, but be careful not to get burned. Banar Robit. Banar Robit has been talking to Trump. He has also been talking to Trey James for Fox News. It goes. Trump told the journalist, I spoke with President Trump. He says the agreement with Iran should be signed within the next 2 or 3 hours. Iran must sign within the next 2 or 3 hours. The agreement. The agreement is unknown, and its extent is unclear. But be careful, we know it's bad. And now we're going to find out why it's bad. You're going to understand it very quickly. But be careful with this. Pay attention. President Trump said he asked Bibi, what the hell are you doing? On a call after the Israeli attacks on Beirut, he told Netanyahu not to carry out additional attacks. The president told me he will tell Iran not to respond with missile fire toward Israel. Iran says that the agreement with Iran benefits Israel by preventing Tehran from acquiring a nuclear weapon. Demand the elimination of nuclear material and allow surprise inspections of Iranian facilities. According to Duran, having them sign a paper stating they don't want a nuclear weapon is a benefit for Israel. Of course. We don't believe it, do we? On Netanyahu. Why? Why would Bibi carry out that damn attack? I was so pissed off. I let him know. He has no damn judgment. I let him know. Iran is going off on Bibi. It's so serious. I couldn't believe it. An hour before we were supposed to sign the agreement. An hour before. Out of total darkness. An hour before signing, they take out a guy who kidnapped Americans, who was bombing northern Israel. Your friends, your allies, Trump. He has no judgment.
Ooh, maybe more than many.
Trump comments on the Beirut attack. It's serious. I was shocked when my advisors called me to inform me about the Israeli attack in Beirut. I was furious with Netanyahu because of it. Trump says that after the attack in Beirut, he delayed the signing for a few hours. He did it. It was supposed to be now. Now it's scheduled for a few hours from now, 2 or 3. Trump ran to save a deal, which almost fell apart when Israel attacked Beirut. Relying on private diplomacy and public messages, Trump, he pressured Netanyahu to order a withdrawal from southern Lebanon and from the Syrian territory occupied since 2024. Netanyahu has told him. What is Netanyahu's response? What did you tell him, Bibi? Trump has asked him to leave Lebanon. And Bibi has responded to it. Donald, no. Israel is not leaving. Mother of God, what's going on? What's going on right now? This is crazy. Family, we're live, and we still need a lot of likes. Please, don't get swept up by the moment. Likes are super important. You also have the super chats open for comments. 530,000 right now. 0001. Thank you. Our community now has 530,000 members. Estrategias Militares. Reporting the news every day, without interruption, for the past 3 years. What's happening in the world? This is an absolute bombshell. Otus, are they giving it to him on his birthday? They're celebrating Otus's birthday, 80 years old. Iran, chief of Iran's Parliamentary National Security Committee. Israel will face a strong response after the Beirut attack. But be careful, because purges have started within Iran. Kalibaf has begun purging people from the National Security Council, said Khalili, one of the most radical, who has a lot of radical fans who want to destroy Israel and the United States. And that anti-deal figure has been dismissed from the Supreme National Security Council. Careful, because Marandi, he has written that nothing is going to be signed. He's going to go down too. Ibrahim Mazizi, another one. Today's crime, Zionist in Dacia. It once again showed that the United States is weak and lacks credibility. It can't control this illegitimate regime anymore. A forceful response is coming. Inside the regime, key figures demand action, but Kalibaf stays silent. Kalibaf wants to sign because he received an offer. Could it be his life? Or could it be his family's life? We don't know. Something has been offered to Kalibaf. So what are you going to do? They are going to attack. Now they will go if they obey POTUS. If they listen to Donald J. Trump and don't attack, they'll look like vassals of the United States. They are going to attack. They're going to attack. Oh my God! Right now, anything could happen in Israel in a matter of hours, minutes, seconds. Come on! Let's go! There's an internal war right now inside Iran. But I keep insisting. The key here, the main problem here, is the White House's view on this issue. You can't tell your main ally, your historical ally, who's going to be there when NATO has turned its back on you, when the United Kingdom has turned its back on you, When France has told you no, when Germany has told you goodbye, when Spain has closed its bases to you, you can't tell your ally, Israel, which is the only consolidated democracy in the Middle East.
You have lost your mind. You're crazy.
If no one died, you don't have to respond. Stop shooting at Hezbollah. We forget that Israel is opening fire on Hezbollah because Hezbollah started attacking. And it didn't start today. It started in the year 2024, 2023, 2024, after October 7th. Since then, a lot has happened since then. We've spent entire nights here watching what was happening in Dajia in Beirut. The explosions, we've been watching all of this and following it in detail. Now, Iran seems to have emerged as the defender of Hezbollah. And that means one thing. If before, when Israel was bombing Dajia more intensely and Iran did nothing, it means that the organization is at a pretty critical breaking point. In fact, there are rumors and reports that Naim Qassem has called Iran to tell them that we are in a critical situation. You have to do something. Nothing more, nothing less. But of course, here's the thing. All these fanatics we're seeing there don't want peace. What they want is for Israel and the United States to be destroyed. Ba signs any agreement tonight, and the agreement comes to light and becomes public, because it has to be made public, because it has to be transparent. The people of Israel, the American people, and the whole world deserve to have the truth on the table when that agreement comes out. And if what Donald J. Trump has been saying is true, that the uranium won't be there, that they're going to take it away, that there won't be any nuclear weapons, and a series of other conditions they've set, they're going to eat kaliba for breakfast. It's that clear. The Iranians are not willing to put up with it. They eliminated the leader and all military leaders. They think the price remains unpaid.
In the people.
This is the people.
See, they're shouting DEAT. And you know how it ends. Death to Galibaf and Kaliba Fiarachi. They're saying it. Their own people. And they're doing this in public with equipment, loudspeakers, and stages. There's a significant group in the Revolutionary Guard currently supporting this movement. But there's another issue here. Where is the supposed supreme leader? Where is the so-called cardboard cutout named Mojtaba Khamenei? He hasn't appeared in any audio message. No video or other message has appeared. He hasn't appeared in any photos. Right now, with the situation as it is, where the end of a war is being negotiated with a country, the leader, the one who is in charge, the one who has to sign, the one who decides, is not there. Where is he? Is he being held? Is he alive?
Does anyone know anything?
I don't think so. I think we're currently facing a situation where Iran is controlled by the Revolutionary Guard. There are two groups. One of the radicals who believe that they have to go through with this until the end, until the Mahdi arrives, who is their Messiah, and the final judgment takes place. And others who are corrupt, like Arachi, like Galibaf, and all these people who live very well, extorting their own people, and who want to sign an agreement just to keep dragging things out. This is the situation right now. This is it. They no longer chant America. Now they chant Arachi and Galibaf. I never would have imagined this. Galibaf was always one of the most radical figures, and now his own people are singling him out. singled out by his own people.
Thank you, Ali.
Ali Abdullahi, commander of the Ham al-Alambila headquarters. Let's put the photograph of the aforementioned person here so you can see what it says. Filmatica, sign, peace. Has this changed anything? Before, there was an old man who more or less kept all these people in check with his delusions. Now the old man isn't here to control them. The old man isn't. Israel took them out. It did its job. The first minutes of war, what? ¿Qué dice el comandante Abdullahi? The objective. The objective of liberating Jerusalem and avenging the blood of Imam Ali Khamenei will never be forgotten. We are waiting for the slightest mistake from the enemy to give an unforgettable and decisive response by launching ballistic missiles, liberate balísticos. Sé que lo están diciendo. ¿Qué entendimiento va a haber? The delegation from Qatar is now heading to Islamabad to try to save this.
Well, this also seems very interesting.
Gas. Qatar had secretly negotiated with Iran to raise gas prices in exchange for not being attacked to stop the war. Qatar was secretly siding with Iran, but also the Qataris, whether it's a coincidence or not. The planes that have been shot down in this war are the only American planes that Qatar has. An F-15, an Apache helicopter, and MQ Reaper drones. The three aircraft types that Qatar bought from the United States are the same ones that have been shot down. The same ones. And how do you explain this? Have they submitted reports? Has there been espionage by Qatar, and has it given them codes, signatures? Hasn't any F-16 been shot down? Not a single F-18. Not a single F-35, not a single A-10. One was hit, but it wasn't destroyed. Well, this just keeps going. This just keeps going. Thank you. See you next time. Goodbye, Putin. And Putin has congratulated him, calling him a brilliant and extraordinary person and politician on the occasion of his 80th birthday. Putin. Trump told him the Iran thing is done. Family, we are live right now. And according to Israel, Donald J. Trump is expected, breaking news right now. According to Israel, Trump is expected to announce a concession to Iran in exchange for them not attacking Israel tonight. Israel's Channel 12. Trump is going to offer something to Iran in exchange for not attacking Israel. Israel! We're ready here! God willing. And Trump who's going to sell him some. High-ranking official from Israel. He tells Donald J. Trump, and he tells everyone. As far as we're concerned, Iran is Trump's issue, and he has the right to pursue an agreement. But that's not our issue. We shouldn't accept the Iranian equation, not even if it means a major conflict with the United States. Israel does not back down. Israel holds on.
Situation right now in the skies. Let's see what's happening right now. Here on Estrategias Militares,
We're live, family.
nothing more, nothing less.
We're seeing it right there. Tanker planes already on the move. The Pegasus are taking off, heading south. In the operations area, even India has deployed a P-8 near its waters. They're circling around there. However, to avoid putting pressure, they've turned off the transponders of the planes that are currently in the Strait of Hormuz, in the operations area. Tonight, this is going to be on fire. The situation in the skies is very tense tonight. There it is. Israel doesn't give up. Israel isn't leaving Lebanon. Turan has asked him and he said no. He's selling him Turan to prevent attacks on Israel because he knows, Turan knows, that if they attack Israel, the lion will come out of the cage. And there will be no turning back. We're live right now, family. Thank you so much for being here live with us. We're missing a lot of likes right now. Here on your news channel, Estrategias Militares. This is amazing. What is coming, whether it's signed or not, it doesn't matter if they sign it, it's not going to change anything because Israel will remain in Lebanon. Because tomorrow drones will keep falling. 30 minutes ago, Hezbollah launched rockets at northern Israel. What is all this for if it could end tonight? And right now, people are furious on social media.
I have the opportunity to talk to some people in Israel. They're already bored of Donald J. Trump. Subscribe. And that's a problem. When people in Israel get bored of a story, they start acting on their own. And I think that's what happened today. The equation here is that Bibi has chosen a target who was wanted by the United States of America with a reward of more than $4 million. Be careful with this, because someone is going to claim that reward, $4 million. In addition to what we're talking about, it has exposed Donald J. Trump. Within the Republican Party, they are not going to be happy about Trump's words against Israel. They're not going to be happy about this. And what we're seeing here now is a desperation to sign no matter what, at any price, or giving them whatever they want. And what Donald J. Trump doesn't understand, who lives thousands of kilometers away from Israel, and Trump is a great person. I probably don't have a problem with him. Besides, I like that we could already have Donald Trump. He is the president that the United States needs to have at this moment in history. He might not understand how things work in the Middle East. Thank you. Thank you. The history we have there, or what we see there, is that to get to the point where we are almost. You must really understand the Iranian mentality. That of the Iranian regime, not ordinary Iranians. They don't want this. But guys like this, these sinister ones reside, and all these people around him are guys who live to do evil. Their sole purpose in life is to do evil. That's how they see it, right? It's a completely different worldview from ours. And with our Western perspective, we can't try to impose our values, ideology, or way of seeing things on them because they see things in a completely different way. So they laugh at our way of seeing things, at our desire to negotiate, to get along, to coexist. For them, coexistence doesn't exist. For them, there is only war. And that's all they've ever known. These people were with their neighbors, which is Iraq, where the majority are Shiites. They were there for years. More than 2 million people died in that Iran-Iraq war. Of course. How are you going to explain to these guys that they have to sit at the table and that they shouldn't have nuclear weapons? Why? They will tell you why. Why do you have nuclear weapons? You are the United States and you have nuclear weapons. Why can't we have nuclear weapons? And that's the story behind all of this. They won't understand it. They won't want to stay in that position. I think this is where Trump is wrong. That's my opinion. He's doing it wrong. Other times, Trump does great. He does it completely, right? But now he's turning his back not only on Israel, but also on Kuwait, Bahrain, Saudi Arabia, the United Arab Emirates, on everyone. He's turning his back because they're attacking his ally with whom they have mutual defense agreements, and they're not defending that ally the way they expect. And that lack of decisiveness on the part of the United States of America creates friction and distrust among allies. And that will eventually take its toll because the day will come when, as we've seen, NATO won't be there, Europe won't be there, there won't be anyone. The United States will be left only with those it has chosen to stand side by side with. And those countries will stand side by side with the United States. For now, those who have stood with the United States in this story, two. United Arab Emirates and Israel. There are two. The rest have opened their airspace, they've made their bases available, let them fly through and allowed radar coverage. But when it comes to getting into the field and getting dirty, it's only been two. You can't do that. You can't write that. With all the affection he has for the people in Israel, Donald J. Trump, he can't do that. Much less talk like that about the Prime Minister. He already disrespected him last week, and today he's doing it again. You can't say to a Prime Minister of a country that, moreover, is not exactly a third world country. You can't tell him he has no idea or doesn't know what he's doing. You may like Bibi or not, but Bibi has been in politics his whole life. His whole life. Bibi has been there his whole life. If anyone knows about politics, it's Bibi. You may feel differently about him, but Bibi really knows politics. He was attacked because Iran, through Hezbollah, struck that morning. They've been attacking for 4 days while Israel has remained silent. Israel told him, if you keep attacking, we're going to go to Dahiyah. We're going to go to Dahiyah. Iran knew it. Who is the one who doesn't want to sign? Is Iran going to sign or is Iran not going to sign? They won't sign because they don't want to. If Iran wanted to sign, it would have done so already. Pay attention to this report. This just came in. Right now,
the Secretary of Iran's National Security Council. The response of the warriors of Islam is imminent. Family, I'll ask you a question in the chat. Is Iran going to attack tonight? We might see something. Iran attacks, launches a strike, and signs. To come out as the one who ends the war, we launch a strike and sign. And then Israel, we will see the message from again. All planes must immediately turn around and return to Israel. Watch out for this scenario. Iran signs. But before signing, it launches a ballistic missile attack against Israel. And then it says, we've signed. Watch out for Iran. They know what they're doing. And they know how to play their cards. No one should underestimate them. All the hope right now in Israel, in him, Marco Rubio. Marco, you are the light and the eyes right now inside that office. Marco Rubio has always supported Israel. He was the first to say Hamas must be eliminated. And he said it clearly. Marco, a lot of hopes are riding on you. A lot. That's how things are right now. The situation doesn't look good. It doesn't look good at all. It's getting worse. The situation is getting... Anything could happen in the next few hours. We have to be prepared for anything. From nothing happening at all to something being signed that has no value whatsoever. You can't trust someone who has been lying for so many years. Deceive the international community. They deceived the International Atomic Energy Agency. They deceived the United States and their neighbors. They deceived Israel. Everyone. You want to believe that they're going to sit down on a teleconference and sign electronically. Very well. Let's believe it. The agreement is signed. They're still enriching uranium at a hidden facility, which we don't know about. They're still building a nuclear weapon underground. And now let's say that in a year we find out, or in a year and a half, we find out that Iran was enriching uranium. Iran was preparing the nuclear bomb. Iran has built a nuclear bomb. Now what do we have to do? In January, until the end of February, deploy the army again, prepare everything, set up missiles, open shelters, and have the people of Israel move as needed to the bunkers. Since February 28th, civilians have died and are no longer with us. Whole families have died.
The price is high. And the result wasn't as expected. The objectives of the war have not been achieved. In January, more than 50,000 Iranians were massacred. Donald J. Trump promised that help was on the way. I will never forget those words. I am going to do for you what no other president of the United States has ever done for the people of Iran. We are going to give you back your freedom. We are going to give you back the ability to choose your own future. We'll make you great again. Help is on the way. Where is the help? Nowhere. It's the reality of what we're seeing right now. There are actors who have been left behind. Larry Jani was left behind. Jamenei was left behind. Agwedi too. All of them were left behind. There hasn't been any doubt. But let's not be fooled. We must not forget. What is the objective of this war? And where are we right now? Right now, there's a debate about giving $26 billion to a regime that persecutes women. If they go out without a headscarf, acid is thrown in their faces. They persecute people for a sexual orientation they've freely chosen for themselves. They persecute minorities. That hates the West. Hates allowing them to give oil. We're letting them keep the uranium since it's buried under a mountain. Thank you. Familia, family. The night will be long, and we will be here to cover it and tell you about it. Thank you for all the super chats this afternoon. Let's check them out now. Thanks, family, for being here and supporting us. It's a pleasure, Perlita. Thank you, Africana. Thank you. This isn't over until Iran is destroyed, until the Islamic Republic of Iran is no longer the Islamic Republic and is simply a country where there is freedom. Vanina, it's so good that you came back to Estrategias. May God bless you and give you lots of health. Thank you. From now on, I rest on Fridays. It's decided. Yeah, sorry, but our president still hasn't realized these people are bad. He's even starting to act like Obama with people from his own country. Obama said he doesn't believe him. Obama said today, I don't think he's going to get more than I got. Obama tried. They laughed at him. They're doing the same with Trump. Maybe Trump is doing it to get a deal with Iran so that oil prices go down and he can win the midterm elections. An opposition Congress could hurt Trump's plans. The oil isn't at $200. It's at 80-something dollars. No, I don't think that's the case. Maria, my photos never turn out well. I'm the only one calling the shots here. No, it's complicated. Many are disappointed with POTUS. He lives here, but nothing here. POTUS sends nothing to Israel. Israel has a right to exist. Go ahead, I'm with you. Support for Bibi. The only solution for the Middle East is for the regime to disappear. That would be a good start, no matter the cost. We already know that those radical people can't be fixed. I know what I would do with them, says Sara from Uruguay. If Trump loses the midterms badly due to fuel prices, he could face serious problems. Angel, I think he'll lose because of this and indecision. He could have already put an end to the Iran issue. Oil could already be flowing. But look where we are right now. Angel. Backing out now means you're backtracking. And the United States can't allow that. It's a country that always sees things through to the end, regardless of consequences or cost. But you can't back down. You can't. When you're at the top and you're the world leader, you can't retreat. Retreating is a sign of weakness. And your enemies, those who are coming up behind you and coming fast, they see it and say, You're finished. Politically, you're finished. Strategy, greetings from Arizona. It's okay if some people over there don't agree with Trump. It's no big deal. But tell Kaninsky to avoid sarcasm and mocking Trump, okay? I think each one in their own show makes the content they want. You're not obligated to watch it. Frank, I appreciate the super chat. This is just my comment to you. If Ariel is sarcastic and mocking toward Trump, you don't have to watch it, but you don't have to tell him to avoid expressing his feelings or how he sees things. I think that's just reality. Let's see. They've been selling one story here, and it's turning out differently. And that's a problem. Frank has said more than 40 times that it was going to be signed already. Now, he said that in 2 hours it will be signed. In 2 or 3 hours it will be signed. I doubt the agreement will be signed in 2 or 3 hours. Iran knows Trump said it. And if it isn't signed, he'll look ridiculous and be mocked. He brought it on himself. Nobody made him. Nobody told Donald Trump to do this, to say this. He's the one saying it. When you cancel 4 or 5 times the attack or mega attack, that's supposed to send Iran back to the Stone Age. If you want me to tell you, it's like the story of the boy who cried. He won't understand the Middle East until it happens. But what about the advisors? What's happening to Trump is incredible. Are the advisors responsible? No, it is the advisors, Paula. I think this is Witkoff and Kushner. The duo that go around fixing the world with nice words and smiles. I don't think so. That's not how you solve things with Iran, Elena. Thank you very much, Elena. Julia, what about all the Iranians who died in vain? That's a very good question, Julia. What about those 50,000? What about those 50,000? I don't think Mojtaba, if he's still alive, is going to sign any of this. They left him without a daughter. They left him without a wife. They left him without a father. You may get along better or worse, but they've taken them from you. Finished. It doesn't work like that. Also, look, seeing what we're seeing with planes taking off, this looks more like they're getting ready to defend or to attack or something like that. Like every night. This isn't going to change tonight. Not even if it's signed. I insist, even if it's signed, things are going to stay the same. This week, next week too, and until the regime ends. That's how clear it is. This is Yaynet. Breaking news. Yaynet. Right now. Let's see. The United States is urging Tehran to refrain from responding or to keep any response limited in scope to avoid further escalation. At the same time, it is pressuring Israel not to counterattack. Iran is taking... In other words, that's what we were saying. Iran launches the attack, it signs... Israel, don't respond. It has signed. The war is over. This is crazy. This is crazy. The United States is telling Iran, don't attack, but if you do attack, don't go too far. Iran, don't go too far if you attack. Israel, if Iran attacks you, don't respond. The guy who works a night shift, he blew up Hormuz because they shot down a helicopter with a pilot who survived. Family, welcome to the Middle East. If anyone wanted action tonight, they've got it. Until the sun comes up, a lot of things can happen here. A lot. Secretary of the National Security Council of Iran, Lebanon. It's our life, and any violation of the Islamic Republic's red lines won't be tolerated. Iran just admitted it invaded Lebanon.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Right now. Family. I can't believe the United States. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens.
See you in the next show. Here on Estrategias Militares.
Take care.